Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and today I'm going to tell you why I think that the Mossberg 500 is a way better shotgun than the Remington 870. Now, if you've seen my comparison video that I just did, pretty much everything that's different about the Mossberg and the Remington I prefer on the Mossberg over the Remington. You know, the location of the slide release, the safeties on both of them, the magazine capacity, the ease of maintenance on the Mossberg. I just prefer everything about the Mossberg over the Remington. But there are a couple other features or flaws or issues, whatever you want to call them, about the Remington that just makes me love my Mossbergs that much more. So let's get into it. The first thing that I noticed about the Remington 870 since owning it, that I just don't like about it, is the fact that the release for the pump has these little teeth on it. And when you're using that to release the pump, you know, a lot in training or at the range, it can dig into your hands, and it kind of feels like it might almost cut you. It's sharp, and you know, when you're doing that constantly, it kind of digs into your finger and it hurts. You know, just on top of the fact that it's in the front of the trigger guard instead of the back of the trigger guard where I think it should be. Compared to the Mossberg 500, where it's in the back of the trigger guard and it's smooth, you know. I never feel like I'm going to cut my finger open on this pump release. It's just a very easily manipulated pump release. And just, you know, the fact that it's easier to push than the Remington in general. And, you know, I've heard people say that they accidentally depress this when they're shooting. I don't really know how you can. Let's see if I can get it around here. Because when I hold the shotgun, I hold it like this, and the release is all the way up here. My fingers are all the way down here. So the only way you can have it is like if you're holding it like this, which is just completely uncomfortable. I don't know how anybody can do that, you know. So I just don't see that argument at all in this shotgun. It's just a much better release in my opinion. Another thing I noticed about the 870 since owning it is that it just seems harder to take down than my Mossberg. The nut for taking the barrel off, from the factory it was on super tight. I never had that problem with my Mossbergs, but with the Remington, you know, I had to get a tool out and a rag or something to like prevent from marring up the nut, which I still did anyway, in order to just release, you know, just take the nut off to take the barrel off. So, you know, that just kind of bothers me because I don't feel like I should have to damage my shotgun in order to take it apart. And just the fact that the tube itself, just the way it works, you have to, you know, the tube ends here and then you have your extension here. So to put the spring back in the tube, you have to put the spring in and then put the tube on top of it and then push it in. And I've actually accidentally, you know, it slipped out of my hands and the tube went flying across the room. And so it's just a harder shotgun in general to put back together compared to the Mossberg 500. Now with the Mossberg 500, you just have your little nut on the end here and you twist it off and then you pull the barrel off and then everything is captured in here just with the design. With the Mossberg 590, it is open at the end like the Remington, but you have it come from the factory with that extended tube already, so it's all one piece, and then it has a little piece at the end that captures the spring. So every time you take the barrel off, the spring's not flying out like with that Remington there. So, I don't know, just a couple things that I've noticed since owning a Remington that I just, just make me like my Mossbergs that much more. Not that the Remington's a bad gun, but I've always thought that the Mossberg was a better gun just based on its ergonomics and its features. And, I have shot 870s in the past, but I've never owned one. And so I never really noticed these issues because I never owned one and I never had one all the time to shoot and mess around with. So, just those couple features makes me think, I don't know if I would ever buy another Remington 870. Now, I would never get rid of this 870, or if I did, I would probably get one to replace it later down the line just for collectability. But I don't know if I would ever have more than one 870 at a time. Maybe with the exception of a TAC 14, the 14-inch barrel version of this gun, because that's just kind of the cool factor. Same with the Mossberg 590 Shockwave. I would get either one of those guns just for cool factor. But as far as just a standard 870 like this, with a stock or whatever, I don't think I would ever own more than one. But as far as Mossbergs go, I own 4. If that tells you anything on how I feel about Mossbergs. And I do plan on getting more, different gauges, different configurations. I just love Mossberg shotguns. So anyway, that's why I think the Mossberg pump action shotgun beats the Remington 870 shotgun every time. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.